Well, hello, Nathan Judo. I'm delighted to be joined by Wolves reporter Mr. Joe Edwards ahead of the big game Anfield Sunday night. Amazon Prime. It's Liverpool. It's Wolverhampton Wanderers, Joe. Look, let's go on with the big news that we all know. The situation regarding Raul. He's not going to be there. He's not going to be in a Wolves shirt for some time. Thoughts and prayers go out to his family. Hopefully, he'll be back at home with his partner, with Aria. Early next week, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Football aside. But we got to go on. We got to go on, and Wolves have to go on. Joe, they showed that they could go on in incredible style at Arsenal after that happened, and we're straight back in with it. It doesn't get any easier. In fact, it gets a lot harder. They go to Anfield. They go to the Premier League champions, and look, this is going to be a tough test.
It's going to be a tough game, and of course, Liverpool have injury issues that have been well documented, but they're 64 games unbeaten, aren't they, at home? They're the reigning Premier League champions. I think when you weigh it up, though, all things considered, if Wolves can show the same character and ability that they showed in the wake of Jimenez's injury at the Emirates, they've got a chance. They've got a chance of coming away with something. I mean, I know Liverpool, even when they're not at their best, they find a way, don't they? And sometimes they do seem to get a little bit of a rub of the green with decisions, but when you're a good team, sometimes those things fall for you. But I will say that if Wolves show anything like they did at Arsenal for 85 minutes after such a horrible incident and the uncertainty around the situation, it's been a tough week, but gradually and steadily, as news has kind of filtered in, positive updates on Jimenez, of course not getting too carried away, but I think the overall theme is cautious optimism at Wolves at the minute, and as that has came in through the week, that has allowed them to kind of focus more now on Liverpool, and it's business as usual, and it's a tough run of fixtures this December, and it doesn't get pretty much any harder than going to Liverpool, but I think Wolves are going into it with fearlessness, really, and if as I say, if they can show anything like they did at Arsenal, they've got every chance.
Yeah, and look, Fabio Silva came on and did a fantastic job leading the line. It'd be interesting to see what Nuno does at Anfield. What can be said is that they're attacking with so much vigour and excitement at the moment with Podence and Traore and Neto. So whether they play Silva up top or not, I think there's a lot more. It's a lot more enjoyable watching this Wolverhampton Wanderers team than maybe we've seen earlier on in the season. Do you think that Nuno will maybe go horses for courses and maybe change it up, or do you think that we might see the team that played the majority of that Arsenal game?
I'm leaning towards the four at the back. I feel like that will continue. I like the look of that. It was first time seeing it in person at Arsenal, but I feel like it does fit nicely. I think probably the main beneficiaries of it are the fullbacks. We spoke about it on the podcast as well, but Semedo and Marcel, to me, are fullbacks, not wingbacks. But I think with the front three, there's very much two ways to go about it. You either keep Silva in the team. I think he did very well at Arsenal. I mean, this notion that he struggled, he came on and he came off. I mean, that could easily fool you because he played very well, and it was a case of just holding on towards the end, a bit of a change in shape. But I do think there is perhaps more of a chance of a fluid front three being seen at Anfield. I think Traore looked very good last time out. More so what he's about. I think Neto just has to play every game at the minute because he's been phenomenal for Wolves so far this season, and pretty much the same can be said about Podence. I think that the three of them up front, even if Silva's not playing, can really cause problems. And Silva, if he doesn't play, it's not the end of the world. I mean, he came on against Arsenal, did very well. But equally, it's early days with him. He's still only 18. There's a lot of fixtures to be played this month in a short space of time, quick recovery time. So Silva's time will come if he doesn't start here. But equally, if he does play, then he's earned it. I think there's a good amount of options for Nuno there.
On the opposite side of the field, whether he starts or whether he comes off the bench, there's a guy who we kind of know, made 1 or 2 appearances for Wolves, scored a couple of goals in Diogo Jota.
Yeah, I might have heard of him. He's brilliant, isn't he? He fantastic for Wolves. I mean, we've spoke so many times about how much we've loved watching him play in gold and black, but now he's playing in red. And I'm glad to have seen him adjust so well. I mean, he scored 9 goals already, and this notion that he's not a Wolves player anymore, don't wish him well. Well, I do wish him well. The same goes for Doherty at Spurs. I mean, he's not quite hit the ground running at Spurs, but I hope he does soon. But equally for Jota, I'll be quite happy if he has an off night against Wolves. He can score an hat-trick next week and the week after. But if Wolves can keep him quiet, Bolly and Cowdy as the back two look very good against Arsenal. Cowdy can play in the back four, no problems. So if they can keep Jota quiet, then I'm all for that.
Yeah, Liverpool full of attacking prowess, got a great front three or front four, but look, sort of Wolves, they could match them there, couldn't they? I mean, they really have it. It's an exciting game. I think there's going to be some goals in it, and look, I'm really looking forward to watching it. Joe, before we go, a little prediction, please.
I think Wolves are going to give him a real go. I just think with Liverpool, with this run, might just edge it. I'm going to go 2-1. I think there's a case for just fighting fire with fire, really, and amid all the injury worries that Liverpool have had, I think it's almost become an element of we're going to score more than you. And if Wolves carry on with that same approach, and just kind of go for it, hopefully it'll be a free-flowing game and kind of end-to-end stuff. I mean, we haven't seen that from Wolves mainly, but I think amid this system change and this back four approach, I think fans, here and there will take a point dropped or a few points dropped, knowing that the football is more attacking, it's more risk-taking, it's more kind of progressive. And fingers crossed we see that. I mean, what I will say is, Liverpool likely to have the young lad in goal, Kelleher, and Nuno alluded to it in his press conference. The main thing is testing him. I mean, he had a very good game in the Champions League, but you've got to get shots off. So fingers crossed Wolves do and see what he's about. I mean, I won't be stunned if Wolves come away with a victory because, as I say, they were brilliant at Arsenal. Just got a feeling that Liverpool's, look maybe and big game kind of prowess really and an Anfield factor might just factor in, all said and done. Yeah,
I've got a high scoring game, but Wolves just missing out 3-2 to Liverpool. But like I say, happy to be proved wrong, and hopefully I will be. Mr. Joe Edwards shall be at Anfield on Sunday. For all the build up on this one, make sure you log on to expressandstar.com.